That's right!
Hey everybody, this is Ford Technico Loco, and this is Al from the Black Ops 2 project. I hope you liked our scary intro. I love October, I love Halloween, so we did that for you. A little something. I'm trying to do a little horror movie coming up too. Welcome to the new studio. You can see behind us we got a fancy studio here built in the basement now. It's a couch and a sheet hanging from the ceiling. So enjoy. The point is to get the focus more on the product and not everything behind me or to the sides of me. I'm really excited. This is my first crawler, and I'm very interested to get into it and go out and try it. We got winter coming up here, so I'll have plenty of time to try it there on different ice and snow mounds and all that stuff. Maybe make some studded tires and homemade chains for the tires, stuff like that, and just really test it out. I already got ideas in my head about doing like creek crossings and trail run videos with the Traxxas Stampede I have. They kind of follow each other on a trail and cross a couple creeks I know about that are a little more shallow, so they can both traverse it together. So we're going to unbox it and see what this thing is all about. I've heard so much about it, and I'm anxious to open it up. So let's open it up. So let's get it out of the box. This thing is absolutely huge. The biggest RC box I've ever friggin' seen. And obviously the biggest RC I've ever bought too also. I don't know how they consider this a 10th scale. I consider it more like a 7th scale. It's really stuck in there. Pull it up. You got it? Whoa. There goes that. So here's the bag of instructions here. And all your extra tools, I'll be going over that in detail here in a second. Let's pull the actual truck out. Get rid of that. And here it is. Look at that suspension travel. Unbelievable. So we're pulling this body pins out right here real quick. Pulling the body off and getting into a little more detail. I bought the green one because I wanted to be able to call it the Green Machine, the Green Monster, you name it. And besides that, I figured, based on the color choices I've seen, the green was the best because the wheels match and all that stuff, and it's a nice shade of green. It's like a monster type green instead of being like a dark forest green. So here's the body. Hopefully the camera is focusing. These lights up here are not functional. I kind of figured that, but I've seen different pictures and videos out there running where they are functional, and I was kind of confused by it. So I don't know if it was a running change or not, but they are not, which makes sense because they can't connect something every time. And they don't make no sense in an RTR model. It's got this nice exoskeleton, and I figured it'd be like a brittle type deal. But it actually, it's all plastic, but it's actually quite tough, and it might actually do something to protect and hold that body together a little bit all the way around. And it, of course, gives it a nice scale look to it also. So I do like that. Makes it a little bit heavier, but this thing is an absolute beast anyways, so it's going to be absolutely heavy anyways, and that's why it has a high torque motor and all that's for it. Now, it's basically a E-Revo. It's got the same chassis, the same drive line, as far as the center drive line and all that. And but I know it has the long travel arms on it. Of course, the tires and wheels are different. The half shafts are Summit specific. They're extra strong. And it has the rockers right here and the push rods are extra long travel, and I believe that's an optional part in the e-Revo kit, but it's not on there from the factory. But these ones, of course, come with it on there already. They just call them long travel. The lights, there's 4 in the front. They're white LEDs in the front. One there, one there, one there, one there. And in the rear, you got 6 LEDs, which are for the brakes, or running lights, actually, I should say, like a running light, like a park lamp on a real car. So it's got very nice metal shock-bodied shocks. I like them a lot, and it's got the anodized, the titanium nitride shafts on here for them to also. Just nice to see the little upgrades like that for strength. It's got the EVX2, which is the latest one. It has the low voltage protection in it for the speed control right here. And then it's got the 2 separate inputs for your batteries and 2 outputs for the single Titan motor, which is hard to see from pictures and to figure out, but it is the biggest brushed motor I've seen in an RC car to date. It's got the nice tall body mounts on it for that body, so it has that heightened look to it. And it has the same inlets and outlets on here, and I'll be going over this in detail with the camera because not a lot of videos do that, and I'm trying to do something a little bit different. There's a lot of videos out there of unboxing, blah, 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 and I'm trying to do a little bit closer up stuff because not everybody does that. And it's nice to know what you're getting before you go and hunker down. I paid $5.76 for this out the door. Still a lot of dough for just about anybody. So these lights do stay on. The front and back lights stay on the whole time. It's plugged in. I'll be showing you a little running video at the end here of how it does, going over some other RC cars and some other obstacles real quick, like an initial running video. Batteries are charging right now. It comes with 2 8-cell nickel metals, 3,000 milliamps each. So that's 8.4 volts each. So that goes to the max of the 16.8 on here for the max voltage for the ESC. You can also use 2-cell batteries in here. On the other side, I actually have them coming. They'll be here tomorrow. It's got one heck of a play. You know, the suspension travel is unbelievable on this thing, so it's going to be really cool to go over some stuff and run some stuff over. I will be, I'll show you in a second here what the size of these tires are. They're absolutely monstrous, even compared to the e-Revo. Like I said, I did own one. And real quick, show it from the bag here. I pre-opened it for filming purposes. It's got your parts, explosion, and list, which is really nice to have. And some stickers, different kinds of stickers, registration, and their advertisements for the telemetry stuff. Of course, that's coming every RC from Traxxas in the last year here now. Been pushing that big time. They give you one little hardware bag here with some little bumpers on it, and then a bunch of extra clips for body clips, and then more adapters for the battery case to adjust your battery in there in case you use a smaller one in there, so it can not slide around there so much. The biggest thing they give you, which they've all gotten rid of the user manual, but this nice color, let me get some color pages here. It's got a nice color quick start guide, which is nice having a field. I was getting used to, you know, going between sport and normal mode and the lipo and regular mode. It was nice to have with me and not carry along everything or have to go on the internet and look it up. So that's nice to have, and it goes over the basic adjustments like the trims and all that stuff, and getting into the menus and all that stuff, and how to use the switch. And that brings me to my next point, is the transmitter. Now it's a regular TQI transmitter like I get with the Stampede 4x4. They're pushing out there everything at 2.4 gigahertz. I love this transmitter from my other RCs I have. Absolutely love the feel. The range on this thing and the dropouts are non-existent. I mean, the range is unbelievable. Like, you can't even see the car anymore, and it's just still going. It's awesome. So no problems with that, and I suspect there'll be no problems with that on this one. Also, it's the same one. It's got a few additions. This is for your high and low for your transmission to switch it, and they want you to be 5 miles per hour or lower to switch that in there. Fully back on here is both differentials unlocked. One up is one locked, and then all the way up is both of them locked. And that's where you're going to want to put them both of them locked, and then the low speed choice on your transmission there for crawling over anything. And so that's nice to have right there. Also, all remotely, it's actually very nice to have remotely. So we're going to test that out too and go between the modes. And I'm going to show you how good it does or does not crawl over items and what mode I am in as far as how locked it is, because a lot of videos they show him running out there, running video, blah blah, and then it's like, well, he gets a little stuck. Did he have to flick it into lock differentials, or you just back up a couple times and get over that? I mean, no one ever explains it, and you really never get a sense of it. So I'll be going over that in my videos when I'm doing my driving videos and all that stuff, or my crawling videos or whatever. So I love this transmitter. It's got the great grip in the field, just like the other ones, and it'd be pretty cool to have all these little switches and extra. It's a 4-channel to go along with that. So the batteries are just about charged, and that's all I really have to go over on it. I'm going to do the close-up video under the good light here, and all that, so you can see exactly what comes on here. Because even the pictures on Traxxas aren't exactly detailed in the right areas. So hopefully I'm going to get you to those. There's the batteries. That's the last one. These tires are super, super soft. That was never explained either. Just look at them. I'm not even squeezing that hard. Tons of cush to them. They're just super, super pliable. Alright, so the batteries are charged, and the dogs are getting very interested. You may not be able to see them. They're kind of off camera there. We're going to do some comparisons real quick so you can see it on here. Make sure you can see it. I'll check the camera. As far as the size of these tires, the biggest thing, yes, it locks. Yes, you have the brush motor. That's torque. Yes, it's fully waterproof. I don't know if I mentioned that. That's the greatest thing for snow, crawling and all that stuff, so you can get around. The Stampedes, it can do it, but you need to keep moving. So hopefully with this one, the weight, the wide tires, you can do tire chains, studded tires. You can kind of make them yourself in the hardware store, the chains and all that stuff anyways. And you can do a little crawling around that way, but the snow and the slush and all that stuff. And go to the deeper snow instead of just on the street and doing jumps, as with the Stampede. Let's show you the different sizes in the tires here. Real quick for comparison, this is an old stock Stampede. The old two-wheel drive, they still make it, but this is the old one I have from the 90s. It's the same basic style, and you can see the difference. I know this is not a Stampede, I know, but I'm just saying this is the regular 10th scale vehicle, and this is the Summit. So let's put the body on and give you a better sense even than that before there. And this exoskeleton comes through these body posts too, so that'll help with the pins trying to come through the body either direction. So that's nice. Okay, so let's do another comparison here. To this is a Stampede tire, stock Stampede tire. Okay, make sure you can see that. Okay, now what people use a lot of times is Coke cans for your heights. So you can see how big it is from there. So yes, it's very large. I like how the body is a little bit further down, right to where the it says Traxxas here on the doors, to the chassis. On the Stampede, it's way up here, and it kind of looks stupid. A lot of people have to mod it down. So this one's already, you know, modded down from the factory and set to the right height, so it looks right. Looks scale, looks great. Now let's measure these tires really quick. They're right at, I would say, 6 3/4. And we're approaching 7 inches for tires. So that's very impressive. Alright, so this is what came in the tool bag. So you know, you got a bunch of adjusters for the suspension and the L wrench there for the slipper, I believe, and the turnbuckle wrench, and you got a regular small 4-way. That's nice to have. So they give you plenty of tools. I'll go from the front here. And you can see the different LEDs right there in the front. And then I'll go over here, over the body. Front shock tower there, and body mount post. And there's the shocks, very nice. And then here's all these servos I was talking about. Now this one is for the rear differential to lock it. This one right here is for the shifting of the transmission high to low. And this one over here does there's a linkage rod go to the front for the locking in the front. And then of course these upside down ones are for the steering, 2075s like usual. And then you can see the rest of it's pretty close to a e-Revo single motor instead of dual brush motors. It's got the dual wires going to the motor, of course the dual inputs, and I believe it wires it in series, obviously, on the inside there once it goes inside. And your rear shocks, your rear long travels, your tall body mount, and you got I want you to see these LEDs. I'll be taking a video of them, you know, when they're lit up. The rear ones for the park lamps. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit more detailed view like that. It's got the same waterproof box as the e-Revo, and it's got a nice little aluminum antenna mount there. I kind of like that. And there's the engine, the fancy transmission, and all linkages up here from this side. Alright, so the batteries are charged. I'm very anxious to go drive this thing. I've had it for a couple of days now and haven't been able to get to it. Everybody figured I'd be tearing it open as soon as the UPS guy dropped it, but here I am days later, just finally getting to it. And I think it's time to do some crawling now and test it out here in the basement for a first crawl type deal.